Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, and we're doing another Legacy Swiss Cube. I'd like to try something new, since people want to sort of see all you can do in this format. I want to play something aggressive, though. That's sort of my caveat. I think somebody left in the comments that I should explore mid-range more. And, I mean, yeah, you can make some pretty kick-ass mid-range decks. I think my issue is it's just a bit too reliant on the right draws and having some good card advantage. I think that's why green-blue is such the popular one. I'm debating right now whether I want this sower or this murderous cut. I think I'm going to go with the sower. Maybe make some sort of blue devotion. Blue devotional beatdown. Hey, followed by a master of waves. Well, perfect. I say blue devotion and I get past a master of waves. Well, that's perfect. All right. Well, it seems like an easy pickup. This also is very good against the old burn deck. If we had taken the murderous cut, you could probably easily take the hero's downfall here. But yeah, we're just going to slam a master of waves. 2 4-drops, admittedly not the most aggressive beginnings, but we'll see. See what we can come up with here. Well, Kiki Jiki is an option. Quite good with Pestermite and Deceiver Exarch, as it turns out. I think I'm more into the Delver. There's also Repeal and Far and Away in here. But also the Sphinx's Revelation. But I want to play Blue Beatdown. So I think I'm going to play this Delver. As long as I can get somewhere between 6 and 9 instants and sorceries, I'm going to feel pretty good. Like in your standard 17 land deck with 15 creatures, you should have about 7 spells. And we're in blue, which kind of indicates to me that should be able to pick up some spells, counter spells at the very least. But yeah, I'll stick the Delver here. I'm playing Blue Beatdown. I don't care what anybody says. All right, well, Chasm Skulker, actually not that great of a card, but could also take the Tundra, I guess, for like some sort of, like the Sphinx's Revelation if it were to wheel for some reason. I'm trying to think. I mean, Chasm Skulker's not that great. It's a bit slow. Not a super exciting card. But cutting blue now might be good. I think I actually just want the Tundra. I feel like there might be some white cards I want to splash for, like Swords to Plowshares or Path or something. And Chasm Skulker's just really not that good. It's not unplayable. It's just not all that good. Let's take the Tundra. All right. Well, Ashiok's an option, of course. Ice is not bad. Not too many mono blue options out of that. Not too many white picks I want, although Journey's fine. Could actually pick up the Journey. I think the problem with the Journey is it's not so good with the Delver. It's also an Ashiok, but yeah, I mean, Ashiok's good. If I had mono black, Geralf's Messenger, which I am a big fan of. I don't mind taking Journey here. Tundra is very good because of the fetches. A lot of fetches can find Tundra. Journey's a pretty good removal spell. I guess I'll take it. Actually deals with Emrakul, believe it or not. Why can't I move these? Well, Nykthos. If we're in a borderline mono blue thing, I'd want that. But I think we're just going to take the Path. Path is a little bit too good to pass up here, since I have the Tundra and I have a Delver, and Path is an excellent card to play against any sort of deck when you're running the aggressive build. There's also Mutagenic, Trying to think of the chances of wheeling it. You know, honestly, the chances are, I feel like, pretty good. It's probably going to be mutagenic and scorched Rusalka. At least that's what I'm hoping. But easy path, I think. All right. Seagate Oracle. Not very aggressive, admittedly, but certainly a fine card. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. Can I move these yet? Oh. Silly me. Well, I guess Ranger can find a Delver currently. It's not actually that good of a pick, but there's nothing else in here that's terribly striking to me. So let's just take the Ranger. All right, 4 spikes, certainly good when you're playing an aggressive deck. Ancient Tomb gets us a turn, 3 Master of Waves, which is pretty good, I guess. But there's also Basilisk Collar, which I guess isn't that good with anything. Let's just take the 4 spike. I'm into it. Flips our Delver. So the removal's looking good. Our finisher looks good in Master of Waves. I'd like to make a good Blue Devotion thing work, but we'll see how that goes down. All right, Gifts Ungiven. This card's really good, right? Search your library for up to 4 cards, different names, reveal them. Opponent makes you mill 2, and then you put the chosen cards into my graveyard and the rest in my hand. Okay, so they choose 2 that go to my graveyard, the rest go to my hand. There is a Scalding Tarn, however, which does find our Tundra. I feel like I want that as well. Gifts Ungiven in an aggressive deck. I feel like this is more for combo, right? I'm going to take the Scalding Tarn. I actually like the Gifts Ungiven, but considering Scalding Tarn finds our Tundra, and we have at least a couple white spells I'd like to be able to easily cast, I'm going to take that instead. Repeal is a good wheel. There is also Kiki Jiki, which wheeled. We don't have the infinite go-off combo yet, and I think I actually just like Repeal a lot, so I think I'm going to take it. I would still like to play Blue Beatdown. Is that just terribly unrealistic? I mean, I guess we'll find out. Well, Gray Merchant can be good for some mono black deck, although I suppose if we were going up against mono black, they probably would have taken Gray Merchant. I guess I'll just take the land. Doesn't seem likely I'd play it, but whatever. And we'll take an Ultimate Price. That can be good against us. I guess so can Pillar of Flame, for that same matter. Actually, I guess I'd rather hate the burn card. I could see that being more... Hey, we did get the Mutagenic Growth back. So this seems like an okay deck for it. It's certainly good with Delver. I don't need a Temple of Malady, so we'll take it. I was incorrect, though. Somebody took the Scorched Rusalka. That just tells me there's likely a red deck player at the table. Usually there is. Although red deck seems to be the fallback plan to a lot of people. Wow. Okay. Well, I'm a huge Elish Norn fan, but 7-drop in the old beatdown deck doesn't seem super realistic. There's also Solemn. Merfolk Looter's pretty good. Pact of Negation's also very good. Free counterspell. It's hard to argue against that. And yes, it's not free, I understand, but you know what I'm saying. I think I'm going to take the Pact. There's really a lot of upside to Pact of Negation. Mostly that you can counter spells for no cost, which is pretty nice. Here's a Jace. Certainly not a beatdown card, but could take the Teferi. I think we actually have to take the Teferi when we've got a Master of Waves. It just makes sense. I do like the Jace. No amending statement to that. I just like Jace. There's also Mana Tithe, but I think we're good with 4 spike. Let's take the Teferi and get ourselves a nice little devotional blue deck going on here. All right, so options here. Well, probably Force of Will. There is an Isochron Scepter, which can do what? Instant, 2 or less, so Repeal, which could, I guess I could just keep cantripping. and bouncing tokens. Path Infant. Wait, is it sorceries or it's instants only? Okay, so repeal. I mean, I actually have a decent amount, but I want this Force of Will. I already have the Pact. Who doesn't want all the free counter spells? I do. Well, I think we take the Wasteland. Seems a bit awkward, I know, but I'm still a little bit hopeful I can find some cheap creatures. I mean, I could take a Vanguard, but I'm not really feeling that. Waterfront Bouncer, I guess, is good with Master, Sower, Seagate. Yeah, it's not bad, but I have to discard to do it, so it's not, like, great with them. I think I'm just taking the Wasteland. I like destroying my opponent's lands. Even though I guess, admittedly, we're not looking super aggressive right now, I still feel comfortable taking it. Seems like the best pick for us. All right, Brego, but there is compulsive research. I think we're likely taking the compulsive. There's also a Kaiga, but I like card draw. Who doesn't like card draw, especially in a deck with a lot of removal? It just seems appropriate. What does Brego do for me? Well, Brego's pretty good, I guess, with a lot of our guys. But he could table. I'm going to take the research. I like doing my research. Okay, well, I can take Sphere of the Suns, I guess. It's not great. I could take the Sublime Archangel. That might be fine. It is double white, but to me it's a little more exciting than the Sphere of the Suns. Alright, Bident seems like a card I'm going to want. Steadfast is fine. Mother of Runes is fine, but I think Bident's right what we're looking for with the Master of Waves. So we're still continuing, or trying to... Oh, there we go. That's exactly what we're looking for. Coral Helm Commander. Snap that guy up. Gives us double devotion. Beats down efficiently. Has evasion. Forbidden Alchemy is an okay card as well, but let's take the Coral Helm. Alright, Table the Looter. I think we'll happily take that. There is also an Underground River, but... and a Terminus. But I'm going to take the Merfolk Looter. Alright, Hallowed Spirit Keeper. Not a terrible card with Bident. With Looter. Compulsive, I guess, but I'm probably ditching a land with that. Otherwise, I'm taking a Mana Tithe. Do I really want to play Force Spike and Mana Tithe? I'm not sure I do, but that Hallowed Spirit Keeper doesn't seem super realistic. To be honest, Mana Tithe doesn't either. All right, we'll take the Archangel. He's fine. Probably not playing it, but I've got all these double white spells polluting my deck. Out of all of these cards, I mean, I guess we might as well cut the white card, but it doesn't seem super likely I'd play a Johnny Goldmine. Or Reckoner for that matter, but I probably fear the Fire Blast. Caves would, I guess, open me up for a Black Splash, but let's hate that Fire Blast. I don't like losing to free 4 damage. So what does this deck need? It's actually a legitimate question. I guess it does not need a Gilded Lotus, but it'll take one. I don't think we're playing it, though. And a Brushland, sure. So what does this deck need? I still need to answer that question. I'd like some more blue. I'd like a little bit more 2- and 3-drop blues if I'm actually trying to be aggressive. Otherwise, I may have to end up playing the Sublime and Archangel of Thune, all the Archangels. But Ranger of Eos is probably going to get the axe. Well, I do like Dig Through Time. I like Fate's Fetters. I mean, I love Karn, but it's probably not happening. Probably just take the Mana War. Helps us be a little bit tempo-y. Fills in the curve nicely. Serum Visions is a decent option as well, since it's good with Delver. But I actually like Mana War. Mana War seems like the card that, with the beatdown strategy I'm trying to do, I'll like it. Also, I can, I guess, bounce Sower to steal a new creature, bounce Seagate to draw a card. I guess all of those aren't that great, but bouncing your opponent's creatures, never had a problem with that. Here's our counter spell. With Control Magic in the same pack? Jeez. I almost feel like we need Control Magic more, but God, Counterspell's so good. I think we have to take the Control Magic. I'm going to start cutting some of this white. See, I'm not going to bring them in until I need them, because for now I'd really like to minimize white in here, including the Mana Tithe. I really would like to make this deck as mono blue as possible. Let's take the Control Magic here. Yes, I'd like Counterspell. There's just no chance of either of these cards tabling, and I like stealing my opponent's big threats. Here's our Thassa. Happily taking that. Ideally table the J Speller in, but if it doesn't work out, so be it. Alright, Remand seems correct, but there is a Glacial Fortress. That's tough. I guess we only are rocking a couple white cards currently. I really do like the Glacial Fortress. What are the chances of us tabling it? 3, 6, 9, 12 cards. We're taking 1. There's going to be 11 left. 7 picks later, 4 left. Is this one of the bottom 4 cards? I don't know. That I do not know. But I'm going to take the Remand. Just feels right. Drawing cards is so good. Here's a Condescend, but I think we're in Phantasmal Image territory. If I'm not stealing my opponent's creatures with Sower and Control Magic, I want to copy my opponent's creatures, or copy my Master of Waves for unfair advantages there as well. Alright. Also, instant speed off of a Teferi is kind of a sexy little potential thing to do. Future Sight. Well, not the greatest of cards, to be honest, but what's nice is that I can get triple devotion off of it. Certainly not a terrible card, it's just... Otherwise, Windswept Heath does find Tundra, but it does not find an island. But then again, I guess I'm going to be playing a Plains at least, so I guess we can take the Windswept Heath. I actually don't have any problems with Future Sight, it's just... I mean, I guess it is good with the Thassa. Hell, I guess I'll take it. There's also a Tech Edge, but I'm good on colorless lands. Alright, well, I convinced myself. I'll take the Future Sight. Triple Devotion. I guess we're playing Master of Waves. We're also playing Thassa, so let's get all the devotion we can. I currently have no issues playing 17 lands, even if it's close to monocolor, mostly because we have a Looter and a Compulsive Research, and a Seagate for that matter, so we have already some good card advantage, and Bident. Let us not forget the Bident. So far, I'm pretty happy with the deck, though. Like I said, free counter spells, a Force Spike, enough for Delver to be good, right? Path, Force, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 things already? That's pretty good. Here's a Forbid. I don't see why not. At worst, it's a cancel. At best, you ditch some lands and get it back. Hard to argue with that. Plus, it's yet another thing for our Delver. Only 10 creatures in the deck. I guess that's a bit worrisome. Not as beat down as I thought. But Control Magic, I guess, is kind of a creature. Right? Or does that not work? None of this looks too terribly good for us. I could take the Curse Scroll. My issue with the Curse Scroll, I feel like we don't have an empty hand too terribly often. But a Quarter Paladin, I mean, it's aggressive. It's not terribly exciting. may take it anyway, just in case I'm short enough on creatures. I mean, I guess it's pretty good with Master of Waves. Not for the devotion, but who doesn't like a good battle cry? Alright, I guess we can take Dig Through Time. It's also Soldier of the Pantheon, which is a fine mono beater. But, I mean, we got to play a lot of islands in this deck. I could take a Relic. Actually, the fact that Relic tabled is kind of interesting. There's also Dig Through Time, which seems fine in this deck, but I've already got some card draw. What does Coalition Relic really do for me, I guess? I'm not sure, but I'm going to take it. I guess it ramps me. I guess I hate the Splinter Twin. Don't want my combo opponents having access to that. Isolated Chapel. I guess we'll take the Ramper. It seems like the best card out of there. Angel of Serenity, Garrick, Gargadon, Mesmeric Fiend. Angel seems pretty good. Garrick is a tough card to go up against. I'd rather my opponent have a Terminate. I haven't seen the Land Destruction deck yet, but whatever. Alright, well, so the good news is we do have a deck. Pretty short on creatures. I think I'm just going to have to make some adjustments in order to fix that. I already have to make some cuts. I think Mutagenic's probably getting the axe just because we're light on creatures. It seems fine in the deck. It's just not terribly exciting to me. What are some other cuts I can do? I guess I probably don't want the Relic. I mostly just took it because it's such a good card. But I might have been able to get away with something else there. I do have some actual white finishers I can consider at the very least. I mean, Sublime is certainly good with Master of Waves if you have a bunch of tokens already. 11 creatures is very light on creatures, but I'm trying to think how much disruption we have, how much card draw we have. Those kind of things are very important. Also, keep in mind one of our creatures is, in fact, a Thassa. I kind of don't want to run the Future Sight in here. I don't know if that's wrong. I mean, it's certainly good with Master and Thassa for devotion, but it's not a particularly aggressive card. Am I just unable to be aggressive here? Should I just live with that? I could. I mean, we have enough cards that just take advantage of what our opponent's doing that we might be able to make this work. In which case, I probably don't run the Quarter Paladin. I'm already running all my blue cards. Keep that in mind. Coalition Relic's a lot less exciting when you're a borderline monocolor deck. Although, I mean, it gives us white. Kind of don't want to run a quarter as my 23rd. I could run a Sublime Archangel or an Archangel of Thune. Thune's going to be better against any sort of aggressive thing. How's our counterspell count? Let's separate stuff here. So we've got the Pact. We've got Force of Will, Forbid, Remand, Force Spike. What do I want my 23rd card to be? I'm tempted to make it the Sublime Archangel. It really is between that and Archangel of Thune. But I mean, they're both really good in their own right. I think I actually want the Archangel of Thune because it's a little bit more expensive, which isn't necessarily good, but it gives me more time to find double white. The problem is running double white, I'm going to... Well, actually, that's not a problem. I can probably still easily run double white and still run Archangel. It is a game-flipping card. Maybe not to the degree that Baneslayer is. And its ability, I guess, isn't quite as impressive with a low creature count, but honestly, neither is Sublime Archangel. Yeah, I think I'm okay running Archangel of Thune. I probably want 7. Let me think about this. I actually need triple blue in this deck for the Future Sight and the Teferi. Let's so Tundra, Tarn, that's 2 white sources already. And I do still want to run the Wasteland. People might think that's greedy, but I don't. It might be, but I don't think it is. It's a good card. Sometimes you just need to keep your opponent off their 3rd, 4th, 5th color. I can do quite a bit in this deck off of, I guess, 3 mana, but we do have quite a few 5-drops, but it's still not an 18-land deck, I don't think. All right, so 2 sources of white already, and blue, and basic rock land. How many things do I have Delver for Delver? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's pretty good, actually. 8's a very good number for Delver, in my opinion. How many sources of white do I want to run? Well, a lot more than 4 total. Probably want to up this to like 6. That way I have 12 sources of blue, 6 sources of white, and a Wasteland. 12 seems like enough to get triple blue, I think. But I guess we'll have to find out. Overall, what do I think about this deck? I have no idea. I don't know. I so rarely play blue decks in general, but specifically like borderline mono blue, very rare. We actually ended up getting a deck that I'm fairly confident they deliberately put in the cube. You know, Thassa, the Biden, Master, Teferi, Future Sight. Future Sight was clearly put in here for devotion, I think. The double counter spells that are free. Yeah, I mean, plenty of good potential plays in this deck. I'm trying to think what the shortcomings are. I guess the low creature count, but keep in mind the low creature count's mitigated by a couple things. Any sort of card draw effect, which includes repeal, remand, compulsive, Seagate, Bident. So all of that card draw, and additionally, I think the creatures we do have kind of operate well on their own. Like, they don't need a bunch of assistance to be good. Like, a turn 1 Delver can do a lot of work. A Sower taking their best creature can do a lot of work, especially against the blue-green ramp decks that typically have little to no removal. Control Magic, same sort of deal. Actually, Control Magic's like a 12th creature in this deck, so. All right, I think it's fine. We'll see how it does. I'll see you guys round 1.